Welcome back to my episode reviews of the original Rescue Bots cartoon. Today, we're taking a look at the episode, Pirates Ahoy! In this episode, the Birds family must clear their names of being pirates. We begin with the team attending some kind of opening ceremony. I literally just watched this and I've already forgotten what kind of event this is supposed to be. It seems like every week they have some kind of festival here, I just don't get it. But anyways, Danny is set to light a fire, kind of like the Olympics, but is interrupted by reporter Huxley Prescott revealing that her great-grandmother was a notorious pirate. Which, I don't really see why that would have any bearing on her as a person. Just because one's ancestor was a bad person, it doesn't mean that they are too. Being evil is not an inherent gene. So, after saving him from a fire that he caused, Mayor Lusky suspends the entire team from rescue duty.
What? That's ridiculous.
Mayor Lusky? Are you kidding?
How does this make any sense at all? Oh, Primus. I sure am glad that this episode is sandwiched between a time travel episode and one with Michael Bell, because this episode is already giving me a processor ache.
I don't understand. How can you be judged for the actions of somebody in the past?
Boulder asking the smart question here.
I've never understood it either. My teacher, Mrs. Murphy, still yells at me for all the trouble Cade caused in school, and that was years ago.
So, you're saying that most of the citizens of Griffin Rock are stupid, not just Mayor Lusky. It would explain why they have so many accidents and why they need rescuing all the time. We then abruptly transition to the family meeting up with Uncle Woodrow, once again played by Mark Hamill, who apparently told Huxley about their pirate grandma.
That was a long time ago. What difference does it make?
You're right. It just doesn't seem fair.
Again, why are the bots the only ones asking this? So, Woodrow, Cody, and Danny decide to follow their ancestors' treasure map.
Arg! Shiver me timbers, matey! I'm on board too!
Blades is so cute!
Sure we have all the gear we need, Uncle Woodrow?
Lantern, flares, cupcakes, you name it.
Yes, cupcakes are essential for treasure hunting. They go inside the cave, but it's too small for Blades, so he has to wait outside. Yet another advantage of being a Titan Master. How are you guys going to get back up in order to get out? The trio end up going down a water slide, just like in the Goonies.
Oh, darn. I think I squashed the cupcakes.
Well, they're doomed.
I hope Danny and Cody are having as much fun as I am.
Aww, Blades is so cute! The team discovers a secret room containing a treasure chest. An empty treasure chest. But apparently it does contain a clue to the actual treasure.
That it's a riddle.
Maybe a musical key? C sharp.
As long as it's not in C minor. The others go searching for the treasure and discover two palm trees in the shape of an X. Much like how in the movie, it's a mad, 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 mad world. Wait, was that the right number of mads? Oh well. In that movie, there's a big W made out of palm trees, under which a briefcase full of money is buried. It's actually a pretty decent movie, and it was a big crossover of a lot of old comedians. Speaking of references, some of the music in this episode sounds like the Pirates of the Caribbean theme. I would play a sample of that, but last time I did, I got copyright claimed.
I hit something.
Careful now. Whatever the treasure is, it's centuries old.
Yes, that's why you're using a bulldozer to excavate it instead of just a shovel. So, they eventually uncover Bertha's entire ship, buried on the island. They discover that she really was a pirate. They return to the city, donate the treasure to charity, and the ship itself to the museum.
That belongs in a museum!
Aw, we're giving away that too? I wanted to keep it.
Aww, but you already have a ship, Blades. A spaceship. Which, in my opinion, is a lot cooler than an old wooden pirate ship. But either way, I have a feeling that your shipping days are far from over. And finally, we come to the lesson of this episode, which was painfully obvious from the start.
Because people should be judged for what they do, not their family or their friends or anybody else. And that's true whether they're pirates, police, or even politicians.
All pretty vile professions, historically speaking. The town welcomes the Burns back as their heroes, and Boulder suggests committing a felony.
I want to go back to the firehouse. We need to find that closet and get rid of the skeleton.
Yep, better hide the murder evidence. And we end this episode with Danny shipping her great-grandparents. Well, this was a pretty awful episode of Rescue Bots in my opinion. I'm sorry, but I found very little enjoyment about this episode. Bleeds being cute was about it. Although he was a little too himbo in this episode for comfort, it felt a tad out of character for him. Not a fan of the pirate story, not a fan of the half-baked moral, and not a fan of the substitute safety committee. I didn't even talk about them. Their mediocre antics weren't even worth discussing. You can literally predict what's going to happen a mile away. But yeah, far from my favorite episode of Rescue Bots. Hopefully the next one is a lot more fun. Well, what about you? What did you think of this episode of the original Rescue Bots? Let me know down in the comments. Remember to like, subscribe, and do all that other fun stuff. And I'll see you back here next time for the next episode of Rescue Bots, Turning the Tide. So I'll see you back here next time for that.